What's up, guys? Techmaster back with another video. So, on October 30th, Apple had their crazy fast event. They released 3 new computers. So we got the M3 MacBook Pro 14-inch. We have the M3 Pro MacBook Pro and the 16-inch M3 Max or Pro version, depending on which configuration you get. So let's compare all the differences. So the 14 inches both have the exact same screen. 16-inch has a bigger screen. The chip we have the Apple M3 on the base version, which is $1,600. The M3 Pro is $1999, and the MacBook Pro 16-inch is $2,500. So in terms of the specs, the M3 chip has a 8-core CPU compared to a 16-core CPU, and then the M3 has only up to a 10-core GPU versus a 40-core GPU. This is the first time we've had that. Now, finally, the M3 Pro and M3 Max get up to 128 gigabytes of RAM. But, yeah, well, there's some catches of the chips, which we'll get to in a second. Both the M3 has only up to 2 terabytes of storage compared to 8. The battery life is actually better on the M3, much better on the M3 compared to the M3 Pro. So that's something to consider if you care about battery life. The web browsing is also quite a bit better too on the regular M3 chip. They all have Touch ID. Now here's where we get into some of the strange differences. So on the M3 Pro, we have a 12-core CPU and an 18-core GPU. So what's weird about that is the previous M2 Pro had a 19-core GPU, and they've also have been rearranged some of the performance and efficiency cores. So instead of having sometimes there's been 8 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, and now they've changed it up to 6 of each. And yeah, it's just kind of weird that they've done that sort of stuff. We do have ray tracing on each of these chips, 16-core neural engine. But and another weird thing is that they've made it so that the Pro versions of the chip are 150 gigabytes of memory bandwidth compared to 200, which is also strange. Very weird. Yeah, but basically they've done some secret stuff on here, like rearranging the efficiency cores, the GPU cores, and the memory bandwidth. So it's kind of strange. The display is pretty much the same. They have bumped up the brightness to 600 nits and 1600 outside. The weight is pretty much the exact same, except so they're all really heavy, but the 14-inch M3 is obviously 3.4 pounds, better, different stuff like that. Wireless, Wi-Fi 6E. They have Bluetooth 5.3 too. Video calling, audio calling, power and battery. This is where we get into some of the differences. So the M3 MacBook Pro has 15 hours of web browsing, 22 hours of Apple TV, 12 hours of web browsing on the M3 Pro, 18 hours. So this is the same battery we had on the M2 Pro. And then the Max version, or the 16-inch, has basically the exact same as the 14-inch M3 base model. Yeah. So those are some of the differences. And you know what? I'm going to be dead honest. I think the regular M3 is all you need. You get tons of the same features as the 14-inch, as the more expensive M3 Pro. You get the exact same screen. You get ProMotion. You get SD cards, HDMI ports, all basically the same thing we had on the rest of the $2,000 MacBook Pros, like the M1 Pro and the M2 Pro. So I think it's all you need based on the battery life and whatever Apple's done with the M3 Pro version. I would not recommend that. And then if you want to get the M3 Max, that's actually not a bad deal. But the M3 Pro, I think, is a waste of money compared to the previous one. I would just recommend getting the previous one. It's the same price on Apple Refurbished as the base M3, and that's a killer deal. With a 16-core GPU and everything you get, that's a really good deal. So I'd recommend getting that one over the M3 Pro. Or you just get the regular M3. That's the best way to go, in my opinion, honestly. But yeah, you can order these now, and let's see. I think they'll be available pretty soon. Order now. Let me see when they're available, actually. Let me load up the web browser. They will be available Oh yeah, so they'll arrive the 10th of November. That's actually pretty soon. I think they're available tomorrow, as far as I can tell. But that's pretty good though. Oh yeah, and then one thing I also forgot to mention is the higher end Pro versions do get a new space black color, which is a really nice color. But I wouldn't spend more, obviously, to get worse things than. Yeah, like I said, the M3 regular 14-inch M3 Pro, or M3 regular 14-inch MacBook Pro, the $1,600 one, that is the one I would recommend. Because again, it's got better battery life, it's got almost the same features, ProMotion, like it has everything of the higher end versions, just a slightly lower chip. But yeah, at that point you could also just get the M2 Pro and then you'd be fine. So yeah, anyway guys, that pretty much sums it up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.